Hello, ladies and gents. This podcast episode is brought to you in association with Parker Rose Interiors. Now, not only are they letting us host the podcast in their showroom, they're also Cambridge's leading kitchen and bathroom specialist. You only have to look at their designs, look at their portfolio of work they've done. It really is incredible. There's an element of class, an element of magic about what they do. So go and check them out. Follow them on social media and go and say a big FRC hello to the boys and girls at Parker Rose Interiors. They really are something special. Now, let's get on with the podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the FRC podcast, episode number 4, I believe. Is it 4?
Yeah.
4. Episode number 4. And we have a very, very special guest with us today. We've got Calum, who's normally behind the camera, but we decided to drag him in because we didn't have a guest today. And I think it'd be really interesting to hear his point of view come into the page. He's very knowledgeable about his food and his all his other bits. So a very worthy guest of the podcast. Hello, mate.
Thank you.
How's it feel to be in front of the camera?
So you just thought, yeah, we'll grab him.
Well, you're. I think, to be fair, once we get in our own studio, which we'll come to later, I think you should be a resident on the podcast anyway.
Ooh.
You walk the walk with us day in, day out.
This is true.
And I think you will probably have some good stuff to say from an outsider's loosely point of view, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely see a lot with you. But yeah, it's been fun so far.
Definitely. Jess, welcome back.
Thank you. We've had a couple of weeks off, haven't we?
Yeah, we have for various reasons, but...
Gallivanting.
Gallivanting.
You could call it that, Calum, yeah. So, we've been... Do you know what? Why did we have a week off the week before?
I think we just had a lot of things on.
You were very busy.
Yeah. And then we were going to Ibiza. We went to Ibiza, didn't we? And it split over 2 weeks. So that kind of... We got back yesterday and we left on a Thursday, and usually we film on a Wednesday. So it was a bit of a rush.
So we should have lots to talk about.
Lots happened.
A lot has happened. So I suppose I should start with an apology to everyone that has tuned in and hasn't had a podcast for a couple of weeks. Sorry about that, but we are looking to rectify it. We're now in the process of actually trying to find our own studio, which is kind of exciting. Well, maybe we'll come on to that a bit later on for the future of the page, etc., etc. But I really, really enjoyed sitting down with these. I think sitting down and doing these podcasts, I think they're a lot of fun. You know, we've got so much potential with future guests and topics and discussions, and especially in the food sector. I think it's wild at the moment. Like if you type in food news on your phone, some of the shit that you got on there. Like,
There's a lot.
well, should we come on to that later as well?
Yeah, definitely. I was so since who was our last guest?
It was
Tom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Tom. So I think we're getting up to about 80 listeners for our podcast. 80. This is going to many households.
Well, thank you very much. I think the biggest thing for us is if you've got anything to say or want to contribute to the page of any news or exciting topics, please get in touch. We'd love to hear anything you want us to talk about, or, you know, if you've got... Actually, we've got some wicked guests coming on, haven't we?
We have, yes.
We've got some
absolutely.
great guests. So we matched up some people that actually, a bit like Tom, add some spice and a bit of heat to the page.
Yeah, there's some people we've met over the last few weeks, isn't there? Because we've been travelling a lot that have been interested in coming on. So we just need to nail it down and get dates booked in, and then they'll be going forward.
All right, so we might as well talk about Calum quickly.
Yes.
hello.
Introduce yourself.
Come on, Calum, talk about...
Pressure.
So you've been on. You by this point, those that haven't seen, Calum actually has done a couple of feature bits of content actually in front of the camera by this point. So it's probably a nice time to come on the podcast, mate. So we can actually hear your voice. You sat down with F Cooks, for example, and
That was fun.
tried your.
Basically, like, try these eels.
Bit of pressure, yeah. Yeah, try these eels. Don't feel well, but yeah.
I think that was a good one for you to get on though, because you've not had pie and mash before.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience, and I did actually feel better after that.
Did you? Yeah, because you were feeling a bit peaky before,
I was
weren't
feeling,
you?
yeah, very, very ill before that, and then I think that the eels healed me.
That's risky business, isn't it?
The
Number
eels.
one, coming to work if you're feeling, we know what type of ill he's talking about. The 1 hour car journey is
Yeah, that was fun.
yeah.
We're not hard people, really, are we?
No. So look, I think you come into the business, Calum, was a bit of a statement from us. We wanted to make everything a bit more professional, and you've definitely added that. So those of you that have seen those of you that watch our actual content on YouTube and Facebook will have seen that we've got some nice sort of videos. Have definitely looked a lot more professional.
A lot more.
I know you guys might be thinking, fucking hell, these guys have upped their game a little bit. No, that's Calum. So what did you do before, Calum? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you were doing and how you stumbled into sort of being a superstar videographer.
I was a personal trainer for quite a few years. bit random, but yeah. Not anymore, especially, can I just say, I've gained quite a bit of weight since starting with you guys. Not your fault, but there's been a bit of food.
You don't like leaving food, do you? And we leave a lot of food.
Yeah, you think Jess doesn't eat and Matt doesn't eat, but they actually leave a lot of food.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Thanks for that, by the way.
No. That's good. They don't eat a lot of food.
Yeah.
Especially when we're doing a lot of reviews, and sometimes it looks too good to say no. And
Exactly.
I don't like leaving leftovers.
Which is a problem when you're doing 5 takeaways.
It was a problem the other day with my missus after sheesh. Jesus Christ.
Why?
I got home, she's like, where's my goodie bag?
Oh,
I was
no.
like,
Oh
I ate
no,
it.
we
I ate it all.
literally we did leave a lot, didn't we? Oopsie.
Yeah, she wasn't happy.
I'm pretty sure you left your pie and mash goodie bag in my car as well, by the way.
Yeah, I forgot that as well.
Not to worry, I ate it the next day.
Did you really?
Was it nice cold?
It was good, yeah. Do you know what I've really enjoyed about that? It's the chili vinegar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
That
got a
was the
bottle of
bang.
that, didn't you?
I took a bottle home, yeah. That was absolutely amazing. Chili vinegar, everyone, is an absolute game changer. So you get that sharpness from the vinegar, but also a bit of heat coming through at the end. It's a real game changer. I haven't had it on fish and chips yet.
Ooh.
I think that is going to, obviously, fish and chips is probably my number one. I think that will elevate fish and chips, or as we like to call it, chish and fips. Yeah, so what about your pie mash experience? Did you actually like it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really liked it. Definitely, it's like a homely feel to it. The eel was an experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the pie mash was
not.
definitely nice. The pie itself, very nice. The mash for me, you have to mix it in, otherwise it's a bit just potato.
Well, it was just potato, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
And salt.
they're unapologetically simple. I thought, everyone makes mashed potato. You chuck a bit of butter in, don't you? Or a bit of salt or something, a bit of cream, maybe. I don't know. If you would be really flash, a bit of garlic. I don't know. Everyone makes it different, and that was literally just potato.
Mashed potato.
Just
With a bit of
literally
salt.
mashed potato, nothing else in it.
Yeah.
That's how they used to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
100 years ago, whatever. And I think they try and keep it the same.
That is crazy to think that exact dish that we had then would be the same as someone that would have eaten 100 years ago.
1862 or something.
Oh, so like 150 years ago.
East End pie mash is so polarising then because a lot of people, swear by it. It's an institution. It's historical. It's exactly the same as it was. That like you're saying, exactly how it was all of those years ago. And other people just go, "That's fucking shit," and I don't know why people like it. That liquor sauce is.
Oh, see, I'm not a fan.
parsley sauce
I'm not a
is-
fan of
It's
that.
disgusting. I've got mates who've come from London. Oh mate, it's fucking shit. I don't know why everyone likes it so much.
No,
other
liquor
people-
gravy's not for me. Like I would like a nice beef gravy.
It's not liquor gravy, just liquor parsley sauce or liquor.
Is it not gravy?
No,
No.
it's parsley sauce or people call it liquor.
Is it not liquor gravy?
It's definitely not liquor gravy.
Fact check.
You can check.
Just has to be right.
You can check it, or you can check it all you want, my love.
I don't really like gravy, but that was quite nice.
I kind of liked it. For me, Calum, it just all went together.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you're saying, like the potato. I think you get some salt from the beef, and if you mix it all together, it all comes together in your mouth when you on the end of the
Yeah.
fork.
You have to mix it in, I think.
Yeah.
I like to not mix things, so yeah.
But it's like this will probably lead on to my next question pretty good, but
Are you wrong, Jess?
No. Here I am.
it's
I've tried.
Yeah, I think all right. Thanks for that.
Sorry.
It's okay. So it's part of like what was I saying? It was part of like the experience for me with the pie and mash. It's like you walk in, order, like split second they're playing you up. 2 seconds later that you've been handed your food, sit down, eat. It's like the whole thing is kind of cool.
It's like seamless, isn't it?
It's totally seamless. It's nothing like a cafe where you got different options on a menu, and that still comes up pretty quick. But pie mash is fucking rapid. So they've all
The
got
original
all the-
fast food?
yeah. Oh, really good point, Calum. They've got all the, obviously, they're only selling one fucking thing, so.
Well,
Pie.
whoa. They got stew deals. They got
Yeah, fucking hell, studios.
Yeah. Jelly deals.
They were rank. But yeah, it's literally all ready to go. You walk in, you order two and one or whatever, bosh, on a plate, get your drink, down you go. Like literally 30 seconds after you order, you're scoffing.
I can see why it was so popular, because if you're on your lunch break and most of the time you only get half an hour, and you think, where can I get a hot, freshly cooked hot meal
Fast as well.
in like less than a minute? Bosh, eating that hearty food.
There is something quite magical about it. Like Calum said, the original fast food. I kind of get it a little bit. It's weird. It's very, very basic, very, very simple. You know what you're getting, the same every week.
It's
Hasn't
nostalgic.
changed. It's consistent.
I'm just surprised they don't serve beer with it. I think it'll be perfect with a pint. A nice hearty meal.
Like
With
a,
a
like, a,
pint.
like a Guinness.
So like,
Yeah, you're ironing.
this is interesting for all the drink lovers out there. We went to one in somewhere called, it was Robbins, I think, Jess, wasn't it?
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I think
So
so.
they-
Is that the one in
Yeah.
that? It was like a shopping complex.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Mm.
They have orange juice in one of the machines that you put your cup under and it just pours out. It's like fast as fuck. Everyone was drinking orange juice. If you go to Manzi's, they have sarsaparilla. Have you heard that before?
No, what's that?
It's like a flat, I'm going to murder this. It's like a flat, I say flat as in still, uncarbonated, like a juice version of it's a little bit like a fruity Coke that's flat, and it comes in sort of, you can actually buy it in Tesco's, but I think it's like 50p a bottle. It's Jamaican heritage, I believe. Don't quote me on that. My mate from London reckons it cures cancer, whether it does or not. And
Like throwing out facts here.
yeah, I'm
Don't quote
chucking
me.
out all the
Don't
fucking
quote
facts today. That's what they serve, sarsaparilla. And so it seems like I went to another one somewhere else and everyone was drinking Capri Suns. I think it's like juice, a cold,
Juice.
sharp juice is what it goes with. I don't know. Please let us know in the comments if you know what we're talking about. Everyone has their own thing. Like my mate also messaged me saying, I think I took a picture of my pies, and he's like, you can't do that, mate. You've got to turn them over.
Yeah, a lot of places turn them over, so they have lid down.
No, he said that he turns it over.
Oh, he does.
They serve it the right way up, and he turns it over because apparently the underneath is the best way to get at the meat.
Oh, I thought I think Manzi's or somewhere actually does serve them
Interesting.
I'll get that, because then
lid down.
Yeah, you got direct
the
access.
top
to
bit's going to be the crustiest bit, isn't it? So then that bit, the juices soak into the crust, kind of thing. Do you know
I
what mean?
did.
Very technical.
I did learn a lot going there, but the cook, F Cooks, going out the back and seeing how they made it all, and learning from him. What is it? Robert, his name, wasn't it?
Yeah, Robert.
Robert, yeah. Talking to Robert about his family heritage and stuff. That was mad, wasn't it? They actually used to have the eels at the first shop on the street, so people could literally go and
Yeah, they had live eels, didn't they?
the live eels. Yeah.
So they had constant water running. But he is actually going to be one of our hopefully future podcast guests.
He'd be a great guest.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he knows everything, doesn't he?
He was on the BBC MasterChef.
Yeah, he was on was it
It was much.
Celebrity MasterChef?
No, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it was
Do you know what?
Celebrity
I
MasterChef.
think it
Is it
might have been. No, it might have been something else.
No, it was definitely Celebrity MasterChef.
It was a cooking show on BBC.
Yeah, he was on the TV.
It was
as the-
definitely. I'm telling you, it's Celebrity MasterChef.
No,
I watched it.
I think it's the program where they have the. Yeah, right. We'll just go with
Joe
Jess.
Swash was on it. Do you remember? He made a pie. There's a few other people. There was it's definitely
he was
Celebrity
with them?
MasterChef.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he was on as the pie expert, wasn't he?
Honestly, you don't believe me.
No,
I
I do believe
watched
you.
it. Okay,
I've got no reason not to believe you, but I think it was something else.
honestly.
It was Bake Off.
So he was a resident pie expert, and speaking to him was amazing. He just knew everything about what he was doing, and obviously that he's said he's following his customers to out into Essex. I think by all accounts, is it dying off in London East End? Was that what he was alluding to when he was talking to us a little bit?
There was a lot of
The old pie and mash business.
the
it's
old
become
EastEnders are
unpopular.
moving out of London, aren't they? Because it's all getting
Bit hip-
changed.
bit
Was that him?
hipster.
Was that him saying that the hipsters?
Yeah, I think the hipsters are taking over, basically.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the hipsters don't like the pie mash. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they're
let's
all-
just say they're mostly vegan, aren't they? So
Yeah,
Controversial.
they are. And
Didn't say
they're not gonna. They like gourmet, weird stuff, don't they?
Plant-based.
It's not.
Yeah.
They're not old school.
Yeah, but so he was talking to us about like how he's followed his customers, you know, out to where they live now, out in Essex. It's funny, wasn't it? Because he had all these pictures on the wall of the old, like 150 years ago, his great fifth generation grandfather standing outside the shop, and he's in this brand new shop trying to replicate the old style, traditional methods. In a new shop, and they still had the sawdust on the floor. It was weird.
I know. I walked in. I was like, "Why is there sawdust on the floor?"
Yeah, I was really confused.
It was kind of cool though. It's like they bring in pie mash to the 21st century. I really enjoyed it.
They were like cleaning the windows, and I was like, "Why are you cleaning the clean windows when there's sawdust on the floor? Why is no one sweeping that up?"
Do you know what? So Calum actually asked him about the sawdust. Just to let you guys know at home, he said that the parsley sauce. You've got me going here. I said he said the liquor fucking gravy then. He said apparently if that gets on the floor, it's like a nightmare. So they apparently sawdust is the best thing to get it off. And
I think back in the day as well, people used to spit on the floor.
spit the eel bones
That's
out.
what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, so they. I can imagine if someone did that now.
Eel bones.
You cart them out the shop, wouldn't you?
Let's get onto the eel. So obviously it's pie and the shop is Cook's Pie and Eel Shop. It's in the fucking title. Can't get away from it. Pies are delicious, fairly basic, strong beef flavour. Love it. Great. 2 different types of pastry on the pie, and then you got the eels. I find it so random. These eels come out in chunks. I don't know if they're boiled and then jellied, but these eels that we had this time were in they were called studios, but it's in the parsley sauce in the liquor. And dare I say it, they were a little bit better than the jellied version.
Have you
But
seen
not
how
a
they
lot.
make the jelly version? I watched a video the other day.
Go
Oh
on,
my
tell me about
God.
it.
Oh.
So they get the live eel, chop its head off, gut it, take everything out, and then chop it up, put it in, like boil it. They boil it, and then they get the jelly after once it's boiled. Obviously, get rid of the water. Shove the jelly in, mix it up, put it in the fridge. Next day, take it out. It's ready. And when it comes out, it looks.
They literally just chop the
Yeah.
eel up there.
So I just chop the eel up, boil it, and then just whack the jelly on, and put it in the fridge overnight.
I remember my nan making jellied eels when I was a kid.
It's
She left London in the Blitz, I think it was, or during the war. But I think she must have grown up in it. I don't know. But I remember her in Clevedon making it. Actually, she used to make it. Yeah.
No, I've never been in my
Yeah, I just don't get it.
family.
It is quite it's quite a repulsive texture in it. Like you've got the jelly, which in itself is a bit minging.
I feel like the jelly is the worst part. I feel like the actual eel is alright.
Gelatin is not too bad. Like in a pork, if you have a really nice pork pie, even then some people don't like it. I'll quite happily smash it in a pork pie. You have a very thin layer between the pastry and the meat, and it kind of acts like a cocoon for the goodness. If you have it all in one go, it's lovely. It's really enjoyable. Like no problem at all. I've never flinched eating that jelly whatsoever. But the jelly on the eels is like kind of loose and a bit stodgy and a bit like minging. It's like a brain. And then you have the skin of the eel, which is like kind of a bit rough in texture. It doesn't break down, and it's very, very. What's the word I'm looking for? It's got a bit of elasticity to it.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of pull, and then you've got the really fishy flavour in the middle, which has bones in it.
It is very fishy. I was very surprised at.
But then you've got the bones in it as well, and
Yeah.
it's completely like just chop it up, and that's how you have it. It's got no, you know. I don't get it.
It's not quite a taste.
Yeah, I've had a few of them on a page. Fucking hell. It's things like that, and that. It's like that smelly fish we did. That surströmming. Like how. Anyone hasn't seen that? I tried the Swedish Baltic herring surströmming. It's about 40 quid a can. It basically goes around as a bit of a joke that people crack it open and you watch them trying to eat it.
I see a comment. Someone said you should do it for a celebration for 500,000
Oh,
followers on
that's a
Facebook.
good idea.
We'll do
Why
it.
don't we
Yeah.
open-
Eat another
Why don't we open
Another one.
2 cans?
because they loved your reaction so much.
Apparently,
I'd do
maybe
it
you
again.
should do that, and then you should just smash in some Def Nuts, and then have a 1-chip challenge.
And then just have a heart attack.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That just sounds like it's trying to knock me off.
So is it Swedish? The herring.
Yeah, the herring.
there is like an etiquette because it is something you would bring to like a barbecue or something.
Who would bring that to a bar? It just blows my mind.
They
No, Paul, you can bring the cheese. Yeah, no problem, mate. Steve, you got the ham. Julie's bringing the trifle. Who's bringing the
weird barbecue.
Who's bringing the pork chops? So, like, don't worry. Old Savoy, Ivan. What's the Swedish name? Hans. Hans is bringing the herring. Don't worry about that. We've got that covered. Oh, brilliant. Fucking great. We've got this.
They have to go away from the group and they actually open it underwater, which gets rid of that horrendous first bit of smell. And then it's quite like your dad. We took it round.
No, that was a joke.
We took it round to his dad's house. We were like, we'll just get him to try it. We're like filming it. We're like, it's going to be really funny. And he was like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but if he's 75 years old, his taste buds must be blown to smithereens. And I actually think that was the perfect demo that is true, Jess.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little backstory. So he, in my dad's fishing tackle shop, little shout out, Stan J Sports. A guy in there was saying how I made a big meal out of that. The smell it is disgusting. It's completely horrendous. And I laughed and said, well, why don't I get some and fucking put you two to the test? And yeah, go on then, no problem. My dad was like, he didn't even, he was so dismissive of it. I thought, right, you fucking wait. You wait till I get you this. And we took it round, didn't we?
Yeah.
Attempted to kind of film it, but it was a car crash. And my dad sat there on his plastic table and chairs at the back of his fishing tackle shop, cracked it open, pulled a bit of fish out and just ate it. Didn't even flinch.
I was like 20 metres away with my nose hand over my nose.
I had one whiff of it and I was gagging. I was literally gagging out the back of the gates. You know, I must have been 10 metres away and I got a whiff of it and it was like, fuck, get me away from here.
I think you'd be quite good at that.
He didn't even flinch, did he, Jess?
I don't know. I don't like fish. But saying that, a lot of the elderly people, they grew up eating a lot of crap. Like my grandma eats pig trotters and I don't know what.
I think you had to eat whatever you could get
hold
hold
of.
of.
Whatever you can get.
I remember my nan telling me because she was about 4 or 5 around the war, and she said that she was 7 years old before she had a banana. And like,
that's mind blowing.
We
don't know how good we've got it now, do we? I know it sounds thingy, but we've literally got the supermarkets, the supply chains, logistics these days is incredible.
And people are crying when their avocados on in shop.
Yeah, exactly, shock horror, by the way. Breaking news this week. We've got to touch on it. Is this the right? No, that's not the right one.
What one did you want?
I don't know. Hold on. Breaking news. Oxford has got no avocados.
And Cambridge.
No, that is literally the news this week.
Yeah, Waitrose delivery has run out of avocados.
Fuck.
It's actually really bad for the environment for everyone to be eating so many avocados, isn't it? Did you... Again,
They all come from Mexico, don't they?
Don't quote me on this, but yeah, to actually get them over. And they use swarms of bees unnaturally to...
Artificial...
Yeah, to pollinate them or something like that. So actually it's worse. It's not as organic as you think, and it's not as good for the environment.
I think I actually read, Jess, I think you showed me this a little while ago, and it's an avocado is not actually vegan because they do exploit the bees unnaturally to pollinate. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a big argument that an avocado is not actually...
Because of bees.
Because of
It
bees.
hasn't actually got any bees in it.
But they use the bees.
That's just like
against their will.
Slave trade.
Yeah.
Slave trade of bees. Oh, okay.
Well, please get in the comments and let us know. That is an argument in itself.
I think with the whole like the ozone layer, the carbon emissions and everything, I think one of the biggest problems that we've got at the minute is the fact that we expect all different seasonal foods all year round, whereas really I think we should be going for, we get raspberries in this season and then for the rest of the year you can't get them, so we're not bringing them in from different countries. I love it when you go to a restaurant and they go seasonal. Seasonal and local. That is I think that's absolutely amazing.
Because we're spoiled.
Yeah, we are.
But then think about how much food goes to waste as well.
Oh my god.
Oh mate, it would make you sick, wouldn't it? It's disgusting, really.
I've heard that salad is the worst thing that goes to waste.
It goes off so fast.
Yeah, it does.
Well, it's got an expiry date. Did you see that video, by the way?
Yeah.
Of the Himalayan rock salt? It said like 500 million year old Himalayan rock salt with an expiry date of February 2022. It's like, thank God they found it just before it expired. Thank God they dug it up just before it expired. God, what would we have done? It's fucking hell, it's incredible, isn't it? So let's refer to my notes. Very prepared as always. Here we go. My first one. This kind of goes back to what we touched on with F Cook, and I think everyone at home listening now, whether you're in your car, at the gym, whatever you might be doing, this is a big question. What do you guys think? Because obviously, look, Jess, when we started, we were rank amateurs. You know, we just started. We just started. Now we've been to, I don't know what the official number is, 900. Maybe,
I am gonna do an official
maybe
count.
1,000 reviews.
That's going to take you a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you, depending on who does it.
Calum.
What makes a brilliant restaurant or takeaway? So I think there's so many factors, and I think now you know I sort of look to you, Jess, to see what you think, because you've been to so many. And Calum, you've also now been with us for 3 months now.
Yeah,
You visited a vast variety. A vast. I went all German then. Hier bin ich heute Stunde wieder verflixt ein Zugenet.
Is coming.
Man, oh man, oh man. Wie heißt du? No, okay. So you've been with us for 3 months now, and a vast variety of establishments. I'll put it to you guys. What do you think is that secret sauce, that special something that makes a restaurant or takeaway great?
It's a hard question.
It's a hard question. So where I went to uni in Sheffield, there was a really crap takeaway near me, but everyone used to go there. And I think half of the battle with a takeaway has got to be the people behind the counter. Do you know, like when you walk in, like if I'm talking like a late night takeaway, and they're like, "Oh, you're right," and they like give you loads of love, and you're like, "Yeah, I know you're telling me like."
But what about if you get it delivered?
Oh,
I think the delivery game has changed a lot in food, hasn't it? We'll come to
it
that.
has. Like
What you're saying is, Jess, the sort of the atmosphere of the energy
100%.
of the person behind the.
Yeah, definitely. And also, like, I like it when they've got a bit of music going. Obviously, the food's got
TVs on the wall.
Yeah, that's it. I like it when they've got pictures of the customers on the wall.
They're cool.
Ooh.
You know?
Have you ever been to Gardenia's in Cambridge?
Yeah.
So many photos.
It's good enough. That's
That's
good.
what I mean. It's like
It feels nice going in there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Very expensive
Is it expensive?
for a kebab, yeah.
Oh. Suppose so.
I did a review there, and I didn't want to go in because last time I went in there, this was maybe, I think I must have been like 19. The guy ended up chasing me with a knife. There was an altercation outside with, I think, one of his relatives.
Oh my God.
Do you not remember?
What, were you with me?
No. But when I told you when we did the
I
review,
remember you told me, yeah.
So I ended up running down to, if anyone knows Cambridge, down into the marketplace with the guy. He actually brought out the shop. I'm not pressing judgment of him, but he brought out the kebab knife that he was cutting things. Yeah, not ideal. But anyway, we did the review there, and it's cool. Like going back there, and they also didn't remember me, and it was I think I deducted them a point for chasing me with a knife. I think it was like I think the kebab was like a mid-8, but we called it like a 7.5, just because he chased me with a knife a few years ago.
Were you intoxicated? Intoxicated?
Yes,
at the
very
time?
intoxicated. Yeah.
I'm sure you did nothing wrong.
Oh. Yeah, it's all right. It's just things happen in war, don't they? It's all good. We moved on.
More.
So yeah, going back to the original question, I think what I'm trying to get at is that we've been to a few places. Some are a bit unassuming, have this special something in the air. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's a little bit of an attention to detail. Been to other places that have that and then have terrible service, and it really impacts your experience.
I also think as well, you can tell a lot about a takeaway when you go in, and if they've got 1,500 things on the menu, don't go in there. If they're just doing a couple of things really, really good, like a couple of things on the menu, maybe different variants of it, then yeah, that's the place to go. They're like honing their craft on one thing.
Yeah, definitely.
If they do pizzas, kebabs, fish and chips, sausages,
but then again, though, Jess,
everything.
But that's just a fish and chip shop. Battered sausage, everything. Fish and chips, kebab. That's like,
Yeah,
that's
true.
like
No, what Jess is saying is that Yeah, okay. That's fair. The ones that do it all.
I say my local, it's not amazing, but the serving styles are so good. I feel like I could keep going back.
Why do you keep going back? Is it consistent?
The doner meat is good. I get a doner wrap and a portion of chips, like meal deal. It's like £6 something.
That's a good price.
With a drink. Ridiculous.
Good price.
The chips are bigger than that thing there. It's like a baby. I cannot finish it.
And you blame us for putting on weight.
I cannot finish the chips. Me.
You joking?
No,
God.
so much.
Calum, I want to say something. You eat. You can really tuck it away. Have you ever done any sort of like competitive eating?
Used to film myself eating food.
Did you? Well, like what? Go on.
Just random stuff. Used to film like massive cheat days, like 10,000 calorie, 20,000 calorie challenge, and
you can eat really fast, can't you?
Yeah, but I can't anything with milk or like chocolate or like donuts as well. Makes me feel sick. I've thrown up quite a few times.
So, obviously, would you say your specialism is speed or quantity?
Probably speed.
Speed.
Yeah.
All right. How quickly do you think you could eat a Domino's large pizza?
I don't know. Not as fast as Max.
Oh, I don't know. I think you're really quick.
Do you know what? That's a bit of content today. Have you eaten anything yet today?
No.
Let's get the Domino's app up.
Let's film that today. That's a bit of content. You're gonna see
He's
this.
like, I'm
You'll
trying to
see this
diet.
video. You'll see the video before the podcast. If you have, let us know. You up for that?
This is how we come up with content.
I think we could. But this is how we come up with. This is have a bit of fun. Things happen.
Become a balloon. I haven't been to the gym in a month. I'm slacking.
How's your toenail doing?
Still black.
Oh.
So bit of reference there. Calum did the Cambridge half marathon with absolutely no fucking training whatsoever, and his toenail fell off.
My toe is black as well.
Is
It turned into a massive blood blister, and my toe is still black, like a week and a bit later.
Have you been to the doctors?
Doctors?
No.
Does one go to the doctors for that?
That's how I feel about doctors.
I don't even know where my doctors is.
Little interesting. There we go. This is interesting. Little interesting fact about Calum. You did how many half marathons? No, sorry. How many 5Ks?
Oh yeah.
I did 156 in a row because I got bored in lockdown.
So 156 days in a row. You did it
consecutively. Yes.
5K.
And then before that, I did a few marathons, a few half marathons, and like loads of other random stuff.
Well, you were telling me one day you just left the house and just did a marathon.
Yeah. I'd never done one before. Half marathon was the furthest I'd ever been.
Half marathons. How far is that?
That's 13.1 miles.
And then the full marathon's 26.2.
I think. Don't quote
So
me.
were you just running a bit like? It sounds a little bit like Forrest Gump. You were just running.
So at that point, obviously now I'm slacking really badly. But at that point, I was very dedicated. I got very lean because it was summer, lockdown, the first lockdown, and everyone was bored out their brains. Very nice weather. I was like, let's just go for a run. And yeah, I just ended up running the whole way around Cambridge, up towards St Ives as well, and then ended up doing the marathon.
Christ.
I'd be happy if I could run to the end of the street.
156 5Ks in a row. That's madness. Can I ask why not 157? What happened?
I shit myself. I had the shits. Yeah, I couldn't move, basically. The next day, I went to go for a run and I had to run to the toilet. And then after that...
Couldn't you have done like a Paula Radcliffe? Just battled it through?
So, started my half marathon. I ran it with my friend Joseph, who then left me halfway through because I nearly quit. We'll get on to that in a minute. The queue for the toilets was ridiculous. And yeah, I needed a shit before I started. And I thought I was going to shit myself during the run.
No.
But luckily I didn't. And yeah, I nearly quit. Not even halfway through. I was just in a whole world of agony. My calf is the reason I haven't trained in so long. And yeah, I sat on the bench for about a minute. And then I was like, I can't give up. I got a text from my stepdad saying, good luck. And I was like, I have to fucking keep going. So then, yeah, I just struggled on and then my toenail fell off and yeah, it was fun.
Oh, God.
I think you actually covered, by the way, earlier on when we said about your background. You said you were a PT, and then I said about videography and editing. Where did that come from?
So yeah, I was a PT, and then when I was doing that, I started doing the YouTube, eating food. So I filmed on my iPhone like you guys do. And yeah, got into it. Started to edit. Obviously, the edits were shit and it wasn't great, but found my love for filming myself, and then taking photos as well has been a passion of mine. So then I came into a bit of money, bought a camera, bought a laptop, and then just started doing photography and videography, and went self-employed.
So basically, you came into a bit of money and actually invested it into something
Yeah,
that's gonna pay you dividends. That's cool, man.
So I invested in that and that shit BMW that I had. Let's not talk about that. But I got a lot of stick from my friends for wasting my money on the camera. But they were like, you should save your money, buy a house. Like, you know, that typical stuff. I was like, no, I know I want to do this. I'm going to buy the camera, laptop, and clearly it's paid off because I'm here now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's sick. So this, when we, I think you guys may have even seen watching at home now that we put out a video, a post, and when Jess and I knew, because we've done everything up to this point ourselves, and it just got to the stage where so Jess learned to edit pretty good, to be fair. You know, got to a certain level that you took self-taught.
Yeah.
Which I thought you're doing some cool stuff. Let's have it straight. It wasn't, you know, obviously it's not a Calum's level, but it was just, for us, it was a big leap forward, should we say. But then we got to stage like we want to put with our dreams and ambition for the page. Obviously we're leaning towards, we need to do more, want more, and up the game a bit. So we put out a post, and Calum
You were the
sent
first
CV
person,
in.
actually.
Yeah, he's the first person, yeah. And I think, this is actually quite funny for you to hear, Calum. I think you sent something in, like, you
did it before a while ago, and then you did it again like months later.
Oh,
So I did it
really?
both times.
Did you?
We saw, that's cool, by the way. We saw your YouTube stuff, and I thought, fuck, it's not really well edited. Then Jess was like, no, that's old. And then you sent
Yeah, it was
through,
like 2007
yeah.
or something, wasn't it?
No, like 5
maybe not
years
that
ago.
old.
Yeah. But anyway,
But it was alright,
I watched it. I thought, no, this is not. He's not at the level we're talking about here at all. But then then Jess said, no, check this out, this video, and I was like, fucking hell.
It was a
Did you
music
edit that?
video, wasn't it?
I was like, did you edit that? And he was like, yeah. Me and my pal did it together. I was like, wow. You know, when you watch something, you're like, incredible, amazing. This music video was like fast edit. It was cut. It was punchy. It was like watching something you would quite have happily have been. You could have been watching it on MTV or whatever. It was just that kind of level. It's like, yeah, sick. So obviously that's what we saw.
Shout out to Jamal as well.
Yeah, cool. Shout out to Jamal. Yeah,
He helped me do it.
if he's involved in that, then he must be a sick editing craftsman
He's
himself.
He's
but
a lot better than me. He's definitely very good videographer. Yeah, and also shout out to Joseph because he originally sent me your
nice.
the first story, not the second one that I referred to, but the first one.
Really?
And yeah,
we've been a bit flaky with it. I think we wanted to do it, but then for us, obviously, you know, we've got other businesses and times are not always easy. I think that's what I'll say. It might look like that from the outside, but it's really not, for other things that are going on, and making that commitment to someone, having to pay a wage, even now in the first month of it was like, fucking hell. For us, it's a bit of we have probably like, in total, maybe 60 people on the payroll for other businesses. And let me just tell you this now, it isn't all sunshine and roses. Like, when it comes to payday, when you've got businesses that aren't fucking Amazon and, you know, like, you're not running Tesla, so making wages sometimes is tough. So making that commitment to someone like Calum, who's going to come on board, for us is a big deal. So we've thought about it a few times, and whether this business can afford it, or whether, and I think got to the stage where we couldn't afford not to anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
And then like first month or second month, then boom, we're up into the UK top 6. So that's paid it for itself, you know. Like, and I think that's all of us realise what we're dealing with now, which is great. It's
just the amount of content, not even like the videos, just the amount we're editing and putting out now. It's a lot. You wouldn't be able to do it, just you two, I don't think.
No,
No.
impossible.
We actually, when we first started, when we really got into it, we were putting out 2 reviews a day.
That was mainly in lockdown though, Jess, when we were.
No, was it? I can't remember, but I remember
2 a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Not always, not 7 days a week. Maybe like two 5 days a week, and then we'd have maybe a day off, and then another one would just be a one day. It was. I think what you're trying to say is we went at it. We went at it hard.
So I used to come in I used to start, and I just used to. By the time I'd edited 2 videos and put them out, I was like, okay, that's done. And then when you actually add in like filming it and traveling, I think that was what got us, wasn't it?
And it's not just the upload; it's the upload to YouTube, Facebook, content on Instagram, answering, you know, with the pages, particularly on Facebook, was like the messages that we were dealing with were, you know, massive numbers of inquiries, and most of it is just great support. So you can't just ignore them. You've got to at least try. Apologies to anyone that we have missed, because there's literally 20,000 messages in there we're trying to work through now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The messages you get on Facebook.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just too much to deal with.
Just have
Like,
to turn those notifications off.
you just can't deal with it. Like, this is facts and this is, we're not Lad Bible, we're not Food Bible. Obviously, it's literally you're looking at the team. And yes, there's a few other people that help us with a few other things every now and again, but we are the core team. Hopefully, looking to grow that. To be fair, now, but we'll come to that. But so, next thing to talk about. Where is the channel going? I think we've kind of.
Oh yeah, someone commented on YouTube that the fact that in your videos you always say page. He's like, you're a channel. I know it's because of Facebook.
Yeah, I'm so used to it, aren't I?
Yeah, maybe we need to switch it up a bit.
To switch it. Well, yeah, true. So where's it going? I think we're going to make obviously we've been on holiday to Ibiza, and like with any holiday, you have some thinking time, and I believe that we should be expanding our team and maybe getting a little base. We can have our own little podcast studio, and maybe even a little studio where we can film food content, like a little mini kitchen somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be good.
A base for Calum and another editor maybe to come on board to really try and maximise our potential.
Yeah.
We've got a wicked audience. We've got a big channel.
Well done.
It's growing on YouTube. I know it's only small at the moment, but we're getting there. We are the number one food review page in the UK. Facts. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. There might be others out there that are bigger on YouTube alone or bigger on Facebook alone, but combined, no one gets fucking close. Let's have it straight.
Oh dear.
For now, anyway. No, listen, there's nothing wrong with a bit of competitive edge. Some people are bigger on YouTube, some are, I don't mean anyone's bigger on, whatever, it doesn't matter. Numbers, YouTube numbers. We're doing well. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And actually, we're not in competition with anyone, we're just in competition with who we were yesterday.
Exactly. Focus on just getting better every day. That's
all we've tried to do. But anyway, I think what I'm trying to say is we've recognised the fact that we're going to a good place. So yeah, we might need to look at getting our own little space somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. We've kind of just got a room at the minute, haven't we? I just have a desk in that we just kind of work from, and you float around, don't you, from home and wherever we are. It would be nice to have our own
little space, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
100%. But I think we've got some exciting things coming up. We've got in talks with some people. I think there'll be big things coming. And I think you can
talk about that, by the way. So we've signed to a kind of a management company.
Yeah. That's
going to help us with various bits and pieces in the background that should alleviate us a little bit and help us. Maybe even increase revenue so we can do more fun stuff. Let's see. We've literally done it last week, so fuck knows.
Yeah, I think it should be good though, and it's more YouTube based, isn't it? So our YouTube,
a couple of aspects of it are.
Yeah. So I think that'd be good because I think when we first started, we didn't even think about YouTube, which was stupid now thinking about it. But we didn't really even. We put the odd video on there, didn't we? So.
Yeah.
I don't think we've quite cracked it yet. Still, we've got 40,000 subscribers, which is really good, but nowhere near where Facebook's at now.
Yeah. It's weird though because the consistency, like how much you put out every week on YouTube, is a lot. Like most YouTubers don't do that.
Maybe it's too much.
No, I don't. I think you need to put more out, and eventually the algorithm.
We'll sort itself out.
I don't know how it works.
But do you know what? I think with anything, just need to put out the content you want to put out, and what happens will happen. Like let the market decide. If the numbers aren't exploding on YouTube, that's probably on us to adapt and change a little bit. I don't know.
Some people comment because I read most of the comments, and some of them are like, I don't know why you don't have more subscribers, and then other people are like,
they hate.
They don't like it. So I think it's maybe a bit like that. I'm not sure.
Look, as long as we're having fun, as long as we're getting paid through the ads and we can afford to keep doing it, look, we're having a lot of fun, so it's good.
That's the main thing. As long as you're happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, it wasn't too many years ago that we couldn't afford to eat, so let's leave that there. Do you know what I mean? That's real talk.
I remember one of the first reviews we did, and it was a point where we didn't have loads of money, and I remember you saying, because we did a review for someone, it went really well and they got loads of custom from it, and you remember you saying, I don't think we'll ever have to pay for a takeaway there again, and you were like, it's so nice to know that if we actually are hungry, and that was how we used to think then, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
That sometimes you can afford to potentially have a meal or whatever, we would always have somewhere to go.
That was Chili Bite, yeah?
Yeah.
We can talk about it. It was Chili Bite in London. And again, when I did the review, everyone was like, this is like, we were struggling as well at the time a little bit. And everyone thought we got paid for the review like they always do. Oh, another paid review. I've never taken a fucking pound note for any reviews ever. Yes, people may have helped us with travel and stuff, but that's only because we need it. Never for a score, never for actually paid to give any, it's never happened, never will happen. No, over my dead body.
That's so annoying when people say that as well. Sorry.
Yeah, you can see it for yourself.
It's just, so everyone's like, oh yeah, they get paid for review. They really don't. It's like sheesh, for example.
Why would I take £500 off someone or whatever it is to, I don't want to go there. But it just doesn't make any sense.
No, if you like it, you like it.
Like sheesh, for example, I love that place, and not because it's just cool. It's just a cool place to go and eat. And when we got asked to go to do the thingy, of course, and everyone's like, oh, another paid review, whatever.
Everyone just
thinks you've been telling me about sheesh since I started. Going on about it. It's not because he's got paid, it's because he actually genuinely loves it.
Yeah, that's where I've had some of my best meals ever there. I think it's amazing. I think more people should go there and fucking see what a real place is like and give you that experience that I was talking about earlier. Anyway, so with Chili Bite, I think it went to, this is a fledgling stage of the page. I think they went to 50k views pretty quick, which for us is, still pretty good now. But
and those numbers were really centralised around where we were as well, weren't they? Because it was very local.
So I think a couple of days later, I messaged him, or maybe like a week later, to say like, how was it and stuff. And he was like, mate, he was like screaming down the phone saying, we've had people come in from Northampton. I've had two lads come in from Corby, and they walked in and said, I want to order the exact same thing that he had on the video. And I think he had his record ever night, and it was at that stage. And he said, mate, you never have to pay anytime you want to come here for food ever again. And what Jess is saying was right. I literally was like, babe, like, this is cool. I don't think we have to pay ever again.
No. We're like, if we're ever short of cash or need a warm dinner in our belly, we can do it like
I cashed in that check a few times, by the way. Yeah.
Drunken nights?
No.
Drunken nights.
No money and hungry nights.
Oh, okay, fair enough. How does it feel then, looking back when you started to now?
I think I've fallen into the trap a little bit, Calum. Like, I had a bit of a reflective phase in Ibiza where it was nice to look back. We hit the 500,000 milestone, then we hit the 3-year birthday, which is cool.
All in 1 week, didn't we?
There you go. That's a bit of news to talk about. All in 1 week, in this, maybe even on the same fucking day, 2 days. So I was thinking, but I'm falling into the trap, Calum, now of looking. So I'm just laser focused on the future and where we're going and what we're trying to achieve. That maybe you can't spend too much time sucking yourself off over this sort of thing. Like we're nowhere near done. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to look back and just appreciate it, but we move on. Like, we've done well. We've worked hard. I'm more focused now on where we're trying to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What have we, we kind of maybe got lucky and just, we worked hard, but we need to just carry on now. We're nowhere near done, It is nice to look back at 3 years, because it's for us, the hardest thing for me when I got the 3-year, the birthday, 3 years, I remember where we were when we started, and that was, it wasn't a good place, because we had a cricket company that I did a really bad job with it. It had good promise, but I fucked it up, and it was quite a public thing here that it went sideways, and got myself in a bit of debt over it, and just wasn't a very nice experience for me. It felt like my name was in mud a little bit, and when we actually started it, it was like here we go again, another business. And there was a few plateaus and a lot of initial hate, and I remember those really difficult times getting through those little hurdles. After you get through one, then there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. And I'm so used to jumping these fucking hurdles now that I don't even give a shit anymore. But thinking back to my mindset at the beginning, that was a real tough time. So I was quite, not speechless, but I was like, yeah, man, that's fucking cool. I've got through this, got through that. And I think a lesser man or a lesser woman would have buckled at these other things, and I kept going. I definitely showed a bit of resilience. and a bit of commitment to the cause. Maybe that was through stubbornness or stupid blind optimism. I don't know the actual reason behind it, but that we're still in now and we're sat with you around doing a fucking podcast with so something's gone all right.
I think you did have your blind faith with things does annoy me sometimes, but I do think it is, or your blind optimism, but I do think you have just put up with all of the messages and abuse and things like that, and also a point where we probably couldn't really afford to be going out getting 6 takeaways a day.
Oh, we're definitely good. I don't even know how we paid for it.
No, putting it on credit cards and things like that, and then just hoping for the best. And you're very much one of those people that's like, no, it'll be all right in the end. It'll be all right in the end. And I'm like one of those real panickers, like, no, we're not going to be able to do this, not going to be able to do that. But it just, it's come good, I suppose.
Took a risk, paid off.
Yeah.
Still going.
Definitely. Because I think that, like, right at the start, we didn't have any sponsors. We weren't getting paid from ads or anything. So if you think we used to do 2 bits of content a day, and you think most takeaways probably a tenner each. So you're thinking like 150 quid a week on food that we don't really eat. That was it was a lot for us, wasn't it?
You couldn't afford to go shopping and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So some of them are a lot more than tenner though, Jess.
Yeah.
We've some of the videos we've had to do for content, like you go to these. We've been to. This is a fact. We always try and buy the most expensive thing on the menu, like the biggest thing that will look the most grand on camera. So some of these like munchie boxes, there's one for a tenner, or there's one for 25 quid. And the one for 25 has got the ribs, the everything in it. Of course, you've got to get that because it'll look best on camera, and I know that'll get the best results.
Yeah, there is as well though. There's
oh, God knows what we've spent on. No. And do you know what else we've spent a lot on? Petrol.
Oh God, yeah.
Through mainly on my stupid car choices.
Yes, I think we'd have been alright if we had a Golf. No.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it costs a lot to do it. Yeah. That's why sponsors are so important, and I know people get annoyed with the sponsors and stuff, but we just literally couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, exactly.
If you think, how much it costs to take 2 people out of their job all day to go to London, for example, that's 2 people that are not earning any money. The travel, the expenses of the food.
Mm-hmm. You say that, but then you watch TV, you got TV adverts. Like, it's the same kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's all relative.
Of course it is. I shouldn't really, Calum, I shouldn't be justifying it because it's how you
shouldn't have to. Yeah.
No, but I just wanted to address it for people, and that's also why it's so important for people to get behind our sponsors and make it work for them as best they can. I'm not making anyone do anything, but it's, they're part of the family. They're investing in us. That's allowing us to go to these places like Ibiza, for example. That's a nice segue onto that.
Yeah, that was a fun little trip, wasn't it?
First little sort of experiment with overseas content. Calum, you didn't make the trip. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I edited the videos.
You did. Felt like you were there.
Vicariously through the videos.
But breaking news, we're going to go to Berlin.
Yeah.
Completely off of Calum's say-so.
Yeah, that's
the doner kebab there.
So Calum was like, listen guys, the best fast food takeaways, the food scene in Berlin is nuts.
That's where the doner kebab is.
I don't know not Wikipedia in it, but I'm pretty sure it was in Germany, but Berlin specifically, but I'm not sure. It could have been Poland, I'm not sure. But it's that region it came from, which is like the kebab that you had in Ibiza, in the bread. I don't know what bread they call it.
The flatbread.
Yeah, but it's flatbread, but they toast it and then they toast it and they cut it open so you get that.
Good.
Did yours have seeds on it as well?
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
But then the toasty machine they use has like the ridges on it, so you get like the lines of toast, which gives you that break in texture in your mouth.
And the doner meat's so much thinner and healthier. It's not greasy. Like
doesn't taste heavy.
Yeah, like it doesn't.
Did you edit the video of the kebab?
Yeah.
So you've done that already?
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
Really thin. It's like paper thin.
Massive, yeah, and it's just so good.
All stuffed in there.
And it's cheap as well.
Yeah.
That was our cheapest meal.
So in Ibiza,
wasn't it?
in Ibiza, the food was pretty fucking. The island in itself is pretty punchy in terms of cost. And then we went to this kebab house, which is meant to be the best kebab. I was like, here we go, another sort of 20, 30 euro meal, and it was like 10 euros for a massive kebab and a drink.
It's definitely not bad in Ibiza.
Did you get chips? No, you didn't get chips. Did you?
It's a big kebab, Jess. You wouldn't want to.
Can I just ask, did you eat the whole kebab?
We did, yeah.
We ripped it open, and
The three of us did, didn't we?
You say three of us loosely. I had next to none.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I had quite a bit.
I found it a bit weird they were sweet on it.
Yeah, exactly. That was
put me off a
weird,
little
wasn't
bit.
it?
I want red cabbage, lettuce.
Mm.
Let's talk
So
about
I don't have salad.
So we had Ben with us, who's like, he kind of runs a VIP sort of concierge service. He's a bit of an agent. He loves our content, and it was just like literally came. It was like, guys, I know a load of good places. I'll come pick you up and take you out. So we just jumped in the car with this guy Ben from Manchester, who now lives in Ibiza, and he took us to these amazing places. And it really was an eye opener for us to, like we go to these hidden gems in England. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is even better.
Can I just ask, was that all in one day or two?
One day.
Mm.
We did 6 reviews in one day. Yeah, I think that's our most,
That's
our
crazy.
joint most we've ever done.
Yeah, I think so.
So you'll be proud of me, Calum. I didn't, other than what I had on camera, didn't have a drop, a drink, nothing else, just completely stayed focused, totally professional, which actually by the 6th one, I was good. I was so well behaved on the first 5, literally only ate what I ate on camera, strict. That on the 6th one, that barbecue meat one, I actually ate with the rest, everyone like a proper meal. It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had like dinner.
So they all had like beef tacos and nachos, and I didn't have any. So I wanted to be super, super good. So I didn't want to waste the opportunity, Calum. We'd gone all the way to.
Yeah, you couldn't just keep popping back there, could
No,
you?
you can't just like go, hang on, let's do that one again. We've done that a few times in England, but we're not, we're in Ibiza. It's our first time doing any sort of international content in a new place, new territory, new people, new audience. And I didn't want to mug off the English, I wanted to do a really good job. I wanted to try and create some wicked content. So I behaved myself.
But that was expensive.
It was expensive, yeah.
In Ibiza, Jesus.
Yeah.
Everything in Ibiza is expensive.
I think every bill came to €150 at least. Like, we
When
go
we were
for
at-
lunch or we go, like it was,
Yeah, we had a lunch when we got a bit of sushi and stuff, and that was €150. And it's like, Jesus, we're here for 5 days.
That
I
sushi did a
was
good
on
bit.
the old cocktails.
Hey, you enjoyed yourself. You deserve it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so let's dive into the food a little bit. So we went to this wicked little, I don't know what's going to be live. Yeah, everything would have been live, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So the first one, the sandwich shop, was incredible.
That was a banging
Do you know
sandwich.
what? I gave it a 9.7, but I've already given 2 sandwich shops 10s, and it was like I went in there. I was like, this is so different to anything I've ever eaten, and I think a 9.7 might have been harsh.
Yeah.
You were mesmerised by
It
that
was,
bread.
it was good. It was so
let me
good.
try it. I don't know if I could get my words. It was not my strongest point. Hold on.
Oh. You were a bit nervous, weren't you, on the first one?
I was very nervous. I don't know if I even did a good job. Let me know if you've watched it. The bread was like super crisp, like mad crunchy, but it was like a similar sort of makeup as a ciabatta. I should have said this on camera. It was like a ciabatta, but it wasn't a ciabatta. But the inside was so light and fluffy. So you had this like crunch, but then it went soft. Then you had the soft and the crunchy in your mouth at the same time, and then you had this amazing feeling. It was mesmerising.
Was it warm?
Yeah, like 'cause
it
it was
was
been
warm.
toasted.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't realise
toasted and the cheese
It
was
was
a bit
toasted,
melted,
all the cheese was all
wasn't it?
melted on it, and
I don't think you said that on camera. I didn't realise
no,
it
it's
was warm.
like burrata. It was like a
Burrata cheese.
burrata
yeah.
cheese. It was like that sort of like spreadable mozzarella, should we say? And then it had this like fresh tomato sort of spread on it. Then you had this like,
Making me hungry.
I know.
but then it had that that
Iberico, yeah, they have
The ham,
flipping
and
loads
it's
of
like-
ham
but this-
over there.
not just any old rubbish ham. This was like the elite stuff. It was quite an expensive sandwich. I think it was like 13, 15 euros, I believe.
It was probably enough for 2 people though, wasn't it?
No.
Like if for a light lunch.
Yeah,
In
of course.
Ibiza, though, you have to.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. If you'd been on the disco biscuits, you could probably get about 4 or 5 of them on the come up, on the come down. But yeah, incredible, absolutely amazing. And then we went to Lydia's for the burger.
You weren't impressed?
It was the worst bun. It was the worst
God.
bun I've ever had in my life.
How hard did you go in on that bun?
You went in hard. And then I see you put something yesterday about you should have maybe scored it a bit less because of the bun.
This was the worst bun ever.
Was it actually really that bad?
Terrible, yeah, really bad. The bun was a brioche, wasn't fit for purpose,
Just so
but it actually had a sort of it felt like it had a high moisture content, and it just wrecked it for me because
I don't think they toasted the bun either. So it was just.
You know, this is what is this fucking? It's amateur hour. You know what I mean?
It was like, I looked though. It only opened in 2020, so they opened in COVID. And it's like, oh.
No excuse.
I was trying to be as constructive as possible, but it really was quite bad, Jess. And you know, hopefully, my opinion maybe.
I think Ben told her there and then, didn't he? He said to her in Spanish. He said
the bun was like it tasted.
Yeah. It's a shun.
It's called we call it a shit bun a shun. But it was kind of wet, and I don't want to be too harsh on them because actually in that region, bread and bacon and you know, I can't help but think they should have used some kind of demi brioche or a local option that would have made that such an amazing burger because it actually was the sweet potato fries were amazing. The filling on my burger was tasty AF. The beef was cracking. The bacon was great. The sauces all came together nice, and the bun was just fucking awful. But yeah, then went on to that
empanadas.
However you say, I'm not going to pronounce it.
The Spanish corn.
I feel like you would have liked them actually.
Yeah.
Just like real bite size, weren't they?
Little bite-sized little, kind of like bite-sized little pastries with various fillings, barbecue meats, pulled meat, carbonara,
cheese,
different cheeses, yeah, and like.
How did it stack up to a Cornish pasty?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Yeah, really good. There weren't like Cornish pasties in the traditional sense of the mince and the but very nice. Enjoyed it. Really, really cool. And the shop was busy. It was clean. It was nice. Where did we go after that?
That was the kebab one. No, was it?
No, we went. We went.
Oh, you had that meat
inland, and we went to that taco.
Taco, yeah.
Apparently, the tacos were outrageous, and they were like a egg omelette.
Was there just
taco.
one for however much that was, or was there two?
Yeah, it was like
one for that and that.
€7 for one taco,
and it was so small.
It's good though.
That'd be good for something.
Now that was a good one for me because I'm not a huge sort of like.
They're really big on tacos out there, aren't they? Everywhere basically sold tacos. It was very popular.
Not like hugely au fait with. I'll eat my seafood. I'm all right. Let me just say this: I'm new to the seafood game, and that for me was pretty in the deep end. It had like a shrimp or a prawn.
Yeah, it was a shrimp. I didn't really like it.
It was tasty. Like
you two were like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!"
It was an explosion of flavors.
Yeah, it was packed. There was lots of different sauces, and there was like a Creole sauce, wasn't there?
Yeah, and then
I think if you liked that,
also that was the sort of place where the locals would eat as well. That was great. Yeah. It was full with I think Ben really took us to some, 5 or 6 of the best sort of little food joints on the island, which is great. Hopefully it will transcend into good numbers and good content, and you guys will enjoy it. But for us to go to that kind of place that sold this little taco, and let me just say, it looked a masterpiece, didn't it, Jess?
Yeah.
Like the taco was actually an omelette, a shrimp or a prawn, omelette, folded up like a taco, all crisp and crunchy. It had that same kind of texture to it as like an onion barge, it was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like almost like a bit bubbly, like it had pockets of bubble on it.
How much was that meat as well?
What in the last video?
No, in that one, the same one, the little
lamb,
block
that
of lamb.
Yeah, that was a lot, I think. Yeah,
I think it was like
it wasn't very big.
€14 or something.
I think it was more than that, Jess.
Was it?
I think so.
Why did they give you chopsticks?
They didn't have any takeaway cutlery, so she gave
have some
us
chopsticks to eat your mash with.
They worked.
If you put the 2 chopsticks together, you can.
That looks dodgy.
Yeah, sorry.
Shovel.
And then we went to the kebab, which we've covered.
Queebab.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. Great flavour, and that's kind of wet my whistle for Berlin. In fact, should we book Berlin today?
Yeah.
We've got a bit of money in the account. Let's to get it done. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go to Berlin for 2 days.
Christmas market.
Oh yeah,
let's go November.
Yeah, that's when they open.
Oh, cool.
In November.
I was like, no, let's not do December. Let's do November. He's like, yeah, that's when they're going to be there. So Berlin at Christmas for that. That's good. Anyway, let's go back to the last one. So that kebab we've covered, it was incredible. Loved it. Totally different type of concept to our kebabs over here. Don't get it in flatbreads or crappy pittas. I think pittas old. Go with the pita. Get proper bread.
I don't think it's an English thing, isn't it? Because
How much better is that bread though?
Oh, it's 10 times better. But then how much better is the meat? It's so much healthier. There's no grease. Like
it's not heavy. It's not heavy at all.
It was like garlicky and salty and crunchy. Just had so much going on with it.
And
rather
they
than
put cheese in it sometimes as well. I've never had a cheesy fucking doner kebab in my life.
Sounds
just good, isn't it? It's just good. Like really, really good. High value, not cheap. High value, fast.
You wait till Berlin.
Tasty. Berlin. Let's fucking do it.
What was the last place we went to?
We went to the Cannes Garage, the barbecue place.
Yes.
That did look epic.
Mate, like just very rarely will you go anywhere that serves meat like that because it's so I said it in the review. It's so labour intensive. It actually makes no sense whatsoever. I know in America they do it because you don't know how many people are going to turn up. You don't. Maybe you know roughly. Maybe I'm talking rubbish. I don't know. But it's to make a 17-hour commitment to one beef rib. It's a big investment. A lot of labour goes into it.
You can taste it though, can't you?
But then, then the end result is just magic.
That restaurant as well was very unassuming. It was literally attached to a garage. You would probably
driven past it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably hundreds of people have driven past it and not known it's there. So hopefully, if people watch the video, they'll, even if they're in Ibiza, they'll know it's there now. But
was it like on the outskirts, or was it actually? Like
it was like on just a random,
like a through road. Like
it was like a road from one place to another, and it's just literally at a garage. And then they obviously rented half the garage out to one side, and they just put this giant smoker. It looked like a train at one end, and
like handmade smoker. They'd like search the island for a big thing like this.
But the giant beef rib was just
it's
just
like
mad.
this
Do you think it's just one of them places that's just like known? Everyone just goes secret little hideout.
What day did we go on? A Saturday?
Yes.
We went on a Saturday afternoon, and there was a few people there, but I'd like to see if it was sort of slammed in the evening.
It was just really cool, wasn't it? Like
really nice.
I went into the toilet.
A disco ball.
Yeah, and you always do that.
Sorry. I was really excited. I was really excited.
Does it all the time, doesn't
I was really
he?
excited, sorry.
I walked in and they didn't have any lights on, so I was like searching around for the light, pushed the light, and suddenly everything lit up. There was a disco ball. It was just it's a bit special. And then when you, like even the lights everywhere, they're all handmade. They'd like chopped half of like a wine bottle or a gin bottle, put a light bulb in it, and it was all very quirky like that, which I liked. It was just nice. Yeah.
And there's one other thing you didn't say about the toilet. The door closing mechanism.
Oh yeah, it
was a rope that goes up across the ceiling, down, and had like an iron bar just like welded to it. So if you pulled the door open, the iron bar would go up, and then like if you let go of the door, that would shut itself. I just thought it was amazing. Like, obviously, this guy guy was obviously fucking some kind of engineer. You know what I mean? Like, how can we close the door? I know. Let's do a pulley system on a single toilet door just to get it shut like crazy. That's the kind of the magic in these places.
Touches.
Yeah.
Obviously, this like what Jess is talking about, these glass bottles and the fact he's glass bottles for the lights and the fact he's doing all this other stuff made the experience.
So what you said earlier about takeaways and like the little things. I know it's not a takeaway at a restaurant, but the little things that people do.
It's the same with restaurants though.
But yeah, the little extra things you notice, don't you?
Like for me, I've always said this. Like even with edits and the positioning of this and that, for me, the devil lives in the detail. That's where actually the special stuff happens. In that final, for me, in everything in life, that final 10% is actually where everything good happens.
And especially when you put that little extra 10% in.
Have you heard that? Like it's like the ice. Have you ever heard that thing about ice? So if you put a block of ice on this side here now. I don't know the actual temperature that it melts at, but if you could heat it up, nothing happens.
Until a certain point.
And at one point, the whole fucking thing melts. So you could spend, I don't know, just for example, you could spend an hour trying to heat this ice up and nothing happens, and you can give up, it's not working. And then exactly that 1 degree change, boom, the whole thing melts.
Mm-hmm. That's from Atomic Habits.
Yeah. And that's true. That's those little things. Those little things are atomic. They really do fucking add up. And when you go to restaurants, like the service for me, that magic when you're talking about someone being welcoming when you walk in, it all adds up.
Can we talk about service? At Nusr-et? Fuck me. I haven't had my opinion on this. I just want to add my little.
Oh yeah, add your 2 cents.
Oh my god, I've never had my food touched by so many people. How many people do we have? 5 or 6 different people.
Like,
why do we need 5 or 6 different people? Plus Nusr-et himself, we didn't talk. He's like just a figurine.
You don't need to talk, does he?
Just unassuming.
Yeah, that was
like a
a
figurine.
strange, very
It really
strange
weirded me out.
experience.
Like when they cut the onion up, like that, because I was in the corner, so I was out of the way. But he came round to cut the flipping onion in front of me and started trying to serve it to me. I don't like that.
Yeah, and sometimes like I don't like. So I get those in America, those onion things. That's why I wanted one.
Blooming onions.
And you just pick off. That's how I eat it. You just pick off the spikes of it, and that's how I eat it. And he was like mangling it all up,
You're
and I
just
was like,
let me eat my food.
As
Yeah.
well as I don't think I've been anywhere as much, and as people have asked me as much, what did you think? And it's so polarizing, isn't it? Like people like, I don't know.
It's definitely not all that.
Yeah, you weren't blown away, were you?
no,
Especially after what happened to my baklava. Don't touch my baklava.
your £25 baklava.
Ridiculous.
25.
Usually that's free when you go, isn't it?
Like
like a
if you spend $1,000 on food, like come on.
Hey, some
Maybe
places give you free baklava. Let's not mention that.
A lot of places do that as just as a gift to say thank you for coming. It's like a
Yeah,
it's like a
yeah.
It's like an addition. to just
goodwill
give you-
goodwill thing. Like, I appreciate you. Here's some nice bit of sweet pudding up in there. I know you're gonna get it in a little plastic tub at the end, but sometimes
It's like the after 8 mints after like.
Yeah, exactly. Or like a bit of limoncello or something like that. But that, I think because we shortly went to Sheesh after Nusr-et, didn't we? And the service there
So much better.
was so much better when you want them there. Like we never had to fill up our
You didn't know they were there. They were
No,
filling
we're
the
not
glasses
even-
up
Yeah.
and they
No,
weren't
you
in your
two.
face.
We weren't even paying guests there. Like we were there to do a job, and they were still looking after us. Like
Yeah.
when you go as a guest to Sheesh, it's 10 times better than that.
It was
Like,
they're
it's
just
just
like
brilliant.
unassuming, not in your face.
It's like Nando's. Okay, sorry, I'm going to say, when they fucking come over, you're eating mid-bite.
Yeah.
Like, when I eat a whole chicken, so I'm just going in. And it's like,
You
is the food
don't
all right?
stop.
Yes. Fuck off. I hate that.
Do you know they have to do that? Do you know the little
They
stick?
have to take the stick. Just take the stick.
Yeah.
We're all eating it.
Yeah.
So let's
I'm not calling you over to say it's not very good, so it's fine.
we talk about a lot of positive stuff. What about this? What about this? This is a bit slightly negative for me. This gold food craze. Like I've got it in my notes here. Like you look at the news for the week. There's a couple of things have popped up. There's a man up north selling a pork pie or something, or his pie wrapped in gold leaf. And it's now £12.50.
Okay, that's at least that's reasonable.
And then there's the Indian that you found
The poppadom.
that's doing a £100 poppadom.
£100 for a fucking poppadom.
A gold poppadom.
You'd want to wrap something with a bit of value with gold, like a steak. I can understand it.
I can't understand it.
You wrap it with gold, it looks good, and it's a high value item. So, but a poppadom costs you 50p normally. Well, I wrap that in gold,
Do you know
and
what?
it's
I
such
bet
a
he's gonna
wide
sell loads of them.
surface area as well.
That's a lot. It takes a lot of gold,
That
wouldn't
does. I actually went into I bought some gold leaf. It is really expensive to buy.
it? Why have you bought
Why
gold
did-
leaf?
Yeah, why? Trying to be fancy.
I was doing some wedding favours for my friend, and we were testing out different things, and I was in Waitrose and they had gold leaf, and I was like, banging. It was like $4.95, and I must have got about 1.5 inches square. So you think covering the whole...
What did you use it for?
Was it edible?
Yeah, it was edible.
How do you apply it to the...
You just like... it actually dissipated quite a lot. You just get like a paintbrush or something, and you pick it up and you put it on.
Or
It-
brush
Yeah, it
onto
looks good. Like if you were to have a cake or something, it looks good.
Did it go on a cake?
We didn't actually use it in the end. I've still got some at home.
Oh.
But yeah, it's
Do you think that Holy Burger should do a gold burger?
fuck that. Absolutely not. You imagine it arriving in the takeaway thing and it all
Oh
just
my god, it'd be a car
all
crash.
come off. And the time it takes to actually I only bought a small part of gold leaf, but I don't know how big a sheets it comes in.
It must come in quite big ones because they cover the steaks and stuff. But
Yeah, and do they just
I just don't get it.
So when he came over, and do you know what he does with the burgers? Where he cuts up the burger, the gold burger, and he picks it up with his hand, doesn't
That's
he?
the worst thing.
And he squeezes it, and then he walks off, and he's got all the gold on his finger. And I'm like, I'll be like, come back.
It doesn't add anything to the food.
No flavour,
It's
no
just,
taste.
It's just for Instagram.
It's just good for the gram.
We just
isn't
talk
it?
about like you've having your baklava mess with and the onion. I think out of everything I saw at Nusr-et, the worst one is the burger. So whether you get a gold burger or a normal burger, he'll come over, cut it in half, He like is the drama. Obviously, it's one cut, so he needs to give his performance elsewhere. He picks it up like that.
Two hands.
Two hands.
Use your words.
One in each hand. Squeezes the life out of the burger. It gets the juice flowing out of this. It's a thick patty, and he like picks it up, and the juice is fucking going everywhere. And he squeezes the guts out of your thing and puts it down on your plate and hands it to you. Like,
eat it.
The bun is smashed in. Also, the patties do look very pink. He needs to cook without his sunglasses on, I believe.
I wonder how his buns stack up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
after he's fucking.
Maybe we could go and buy a gold one, and just rip a new one outside the front. They do take away, do you reckon?
No. I see a video of Mark Wahlberg at Nusr-et, I guess in America somewhere, and I don't even think it was Salt Bay, but they were chopping his burger up, and a bit of the crust flew into Mark Wahlberg's face, and he looked pissed.
No
he looked like he
way.
wanted to kill the guy.
He's got a burger place, actually, hasn't he? We'll have to go there.
Wahlberg. Is it in England?
I think they had one.
They did have one, didn't they? And then I don't know if it's there anymore, but yeah, Wahlburger.
Yeah, but so the burger at Nusr-et is of all of the things I'd be most disappointed about someone doing that to my burger. I just wouldn't like that, him pouring the juice all over the thing and like squeezing my fucking buns, and it's well muggy, I think.
It's bad enough being fed, then him touching your actual food with his hand.
I think it's all because he literally looks at the camera, doesn't he, with his like Salt Bay arm, and that's when people get the picture, and that's it, really, isn't it?
I know he's rich, and I know he's made a lot of money. Do you think he's actually happy doing this? Do you think he enjoys it?
Yeah, probably.
Well, you think he actually enjoys it?
I think he enjoys the performance. I think, from what I understand, just so you know, by the way, you can't hate on him. No one's got a gun.
No.
Like, it's just the way he does it. And if people want to go and see it, that's up to them. I think he really enjoys the performance. I think
he feels like a bit of a clapping monkey.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's look.
There's a lot of people
What's his
commenting.
name? Nusr-et? Is his name actually Nusr-et?
It's something.
Listen, Salt Bay. If you ever want to come on a podcast,
Welcome you.
You're welcome into the Parker Road studio. You know, we'll take you in with open arms just to level with the people. Do you feel like a performing monkey? Why are you touching up my burger like that?
Because he sees a lot of people.
Yeah, he does.
When we were there, how many tables did he go to? He went to.
Yeah, he went
quite
to
a
nearly
few.
every
Came to
table.
us.
Probably my funniest observation from the whole thing is the guy that has to follow him around with the
The salt sweeper.
the salt sweeper. Fucking hell. He gets it everywhere. Literally, guys. There's someone like, and he throws the knife onto the hand, and someone comes in with the bowl of salt, and he takes a whopping great, like, listen, he there's more salt in his hand than what I've got in my salt
Shaker.
shaker at home. Goes a lot of it goes all over the fucking floor, in my socks, everywhere. Your shoes are full of it when you walk out, and there's literally a guy walking around just sweeping.
Imagine
up.
applying for them jobs.
Yeah,
Salt holder and salt sweeper.
that's
That's literally all they do.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's not just him that even does that. He has his little
It's funny
cronies
though.
as well.
One other thing I didn't notice when I was there, it didn't seem like, say, like the way he brings out a steak. It didn't look like he was like over the other side of the shop, slicking his hair back and having selfies. It didn't look like there was any sort of communication from the waitress to go, whatever his name is. Let's call him Paul. Paul, we've got another one for you. Come over here. He kind of like in a sixth sense. He just like used to fucking walk over, and the person then like from the other side of the room, the salt lady would come out, and they would like meet at steak and do the business and just fuck off again. She'd go one week, go another way.
I actually witnessed something while we were there, actually, where the salt lady with the tray that holds the knives was late.
No.
Yeah, he kicked off.
He did.
What happened?
Yeah, he just like had a word with her, and she looked very
She got
sorry.
sacked.
Yeah.
She'd be in the next burger.
Oh
That's it.
god.
It was
But no, I
kind of funny
mean
though.
he's made a name for himself, and he's profiting off it, and people love it. So
Yeah, fair play to him.
why the fuck not? Exactly.
From what I've read, he started as a butcher, and he's very, very humble beginnings, and it's not actually his. He's a shareholder, I believe. I think he's like a 10% or 20% shareholder, and he's backed by a couple of billionaires from Turkey. I think we've spoken about this, but I would imagine that he's. So you say, is he performing monkey? I would say that he's happy to do it for his family, and I think he's worth, what is he worth? Like 70 million quid.
Nice. God knows, but yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, I'm just saying it must be a bit annoying.
Yeah,
after a while.
for sure.
Especially if you get some wankers that come in and like want more photos and everything. You know. What I mean?
No one was allowed. You weren't allowed to speak to a waiter and be like, "Oh, can I have a photo?" And they're like, "Nope." You ask him. They wouldn't go over and get him.
No.
There was none of that. if he happened to be at your table and you'd be like, oh, can I please have a picture? Like, that's how it worked. It was never like, he isn't like that, where they would just go and get him and bring him over.
Did you guys see the bill for 37,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of that was alcohol though, wasn't it?
Yeah. It seems, I think what I'm going to allude to here now is that a lot of it going there, it's like a dick swinging contest. Like, you have to go to take a picture of your receipt. And look, we did it with ours. I didn't take a picture of my receipt, but I did talk about it. But I actually went with you guys to experience it as a foodie, not to do that. But it does seem like maybe we did contribute to the storm a little bit.
You can't give an opinion on something if you've never tried it.
No, hence why we wanted to go. But a lot of people said, oh, you can't go there because you've slagged him off. And I was like, yeah, well, it's even more reason to go to see if I was right or not.
That just doesn't, it doesn't make sense. You can't go somewhere because you slag someone off.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
You can't build an opinion on anything if you haven't tried it or walked in the shoes or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. So, obviously, we did contribute to the storm probably, but it seems like everyone's going there just to take a picture for, to flex. And it's kind of, it's classic. It's just the world we live in now, isn't it? People, that flex culture.
Sorry,
you go.
I was going to say, do you not think it's going to be like a flash pan kind of thing? Like, eventually it's just going to run thin and no one's going to give a shit.
They've got them all over the world, haven't they?
Or his restaurant?
Like, yeah, both. Like, people will get fed up of flexing and he won't make any money because everyone's had their picture.
I can't imagine going there. I'll be honest with you. I can't imagine going there and enjoying myself if he wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's a place you go once. You don't go like numerous times.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to ever go again.
Yeah, like the business model is to go there, get a gold steak or whatever, flex, don't ever come back.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, we don't live around there, so maybe if you lived in Knightsbridge and that kind of money or whatever is fairly normal to spend on a lunch or a dinner.
There was some guys on that table that were ordering drinks. They were there before we got there and were there still when we left, ordering multiple drinks. So maybe if you're like that, businessman, really rich.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was punchy for us, wasn't it? But for kind of a lot of people in the world, it's not really that much money, so just go for the experience. It looked like it had a good bar and
it's nice to tick it off.
DJ. It must be a bit of an event at the weekend and stuff, like of an evening.
It's nice to tick it off for us, but I think it's also for us. It'd be nice to carry on celebrating and pushing other places that maybe people haven't heard of. And for us, it's like we did the vegan burger at McDonald's. I understand that it's not a hidden gem. I understand that it's not an independent on your doorstep that we're not pushing and promoting. However, it is an interesting topic for debate and an interesting piece of content. And look, for us, the numbers do good. So if we do good on the numbers for that one, it's going to help that independent.
It's Mackey's. Come on, who doesn't get? It's like
everyone.
You understand what I'm saying, though, Calum?
It's
like we've got to film. We've got to be present in these conversations.
Yeah, something new has came out. Why can't you give your opinion on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's something that's so popular. Like we all have Mackey's.
Yeah. If someone in Liverpool versus someone in Cornwall would be the same.
Yeah, and now the vegans can have a Mackey's happily because it's actually quite good.
All right, one last topic of debate. The vegan burger, I had it, tasted great. In a weird way, tasted better than a normal burger from Mackey's. Crazy, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. So we've done a bit of research. It blew me away that much. It's a Beyond Meat patty, Calum. Yeah. And they are sort of breaking out as probably the go-to, the industry leaders in meat that's so... Meat? Did I just actually say that? In a product that tastes most like meat for people who are trying to get off of meat, for various reasons. But they're vegans or whatever. And I think they've done a great job.
Yeah, Beyond Meat is good in itself. I have had it before because my sister is a vegetarian. And stuff, but yeah, the burger at McDonald's was next level.
It was good. It was really good.
That Lydia's in Ibiza had a Beyond Meat burger.
My only concern is, and I think maybe you've got the list here, Jess. It's vegan. No meat is inside it, but you've got to think about what you're putting in your body. I know, like a regular McDonald's is not probably the best. However, it does say of their meat products that it's only meat, seasoning. And it's cooked. There's literally no preservatives, no artificial additives, no added sugars. 100%
Do you believe that?
Whether you believe it or not, listen, Calum, don't get us into trouble, please.
Remember, they use nose to tail, like Tom was saying, don't they?
Yeah.
McDonald's, they use everything.
Yeah, I can see that.
It is beef.
Eyelids and arseholes.
But this is what is in.
This is the interesting thing. So tell us what's in the vegan one.
So we've got water, pea protein, rapeseed oil, coconut oil flavouring, rice protein, stabiliser, potato starch, apple extract, salt, pomegranate extract, potassium chloride, concentrated lemon juice, maize vinegar, yeast extract, carrot powder, emulsifier, which is sunflower lecithin. The colour is beetroot red, and maltodextrin, whatever that may be.
Is there any sort of like...
I've heard of that one before.
Is there any other sort of like artificial stuff? And that all sounds very natural.
I think maltodextrin is what holds it together.
Okay.
I think that's a binder. I'm not sure.
So then you've got the debate. Then you've got the debate of what's better for you.
But then you also have the debate. If you go to Mackey's, do you really give a fuck?
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't be going there if you were watching what you're putting in your body.
Well, just for what's better for you is if a vegan could eat the regular. Yeah. Obviously they can't. I'm just saying from a because I honestly believe that it is going that way. You know, and I think our kids will, you know. I maybe in 50 years' time, the biggest crime of our generation will be they'll look back on how we treat animals. Maybe
the world is changing.
Yeah, I honestly think that our kids will think about. Did you really used to eat animals like that so much all the time, and mass farming and battery hens? And I think it'll be like the modern day Holocaust or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so I read something today of how much of a impact on the environment and all that malarkey. They're eating different things, and actually beef is the highest by quite a way of how impactful it is on the environment. But things like eggs and chicken are actually very low. So I think there are ways. I think
but then
beef intake
they also have a problem with how the chickens are reared, because if they're not free range, they are kept in a massive barn, and it is horrible because I've been inside one before and it fucking stinks.
What else? Tell us about it.
Just have like multiple places, like big rooms where they keep chickens piled on top of each other. Basically, just they barely can run. And it's not the nicest place in the world. Just thousands of fucking chickens just touching each other, basically.
Yeah, and they all get injured, and it's not.
You don't know what's going on.
Not a nice way to live.
They're not treated very nicely, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah, I hope that people. I mean, I know there is the thing of cost with getting free range. Some people might not be able to afford it because it is usually more expensive when you're buying eggs to get free range, but I think
the cost of everything's going up. They said this week that the minimum wage is going up. So obviously,
good point.
Yeah. So what was it going up? Going up by 30p or something?
No, it's
going up by a lot.
It's £8.91. And it's going to go up to £9.50.
All right. And in that news article we read, means that prices of pints and whatnot.
Prices of pints are going to go up by 30p.
You know, some of these low-skilled jobs, typically in the hospitality sector. Not mugging anyone off there, by the way. It's the truth. Yeah. Is that cost going to be passed on? Is the food cost going to be going up? It might even be a good thing. That I don't know.
I've listened to quite a lot about it, because if you pay people more money, they will end up spending more money. So what goes around comes around. It will eventually go back into the economy.
Yeah, that is what they're saying. But will there be an initial rise in certain things
to
compensate for the
loss?
For
especially
for business owners.
The food sector as well.
We've
like
had takeaways and stuff, because they don't get paid.
The VAT's just gone up for that as well. The VAT's gone up back up to 12.5%, was on 5% through COVID. So you've got that, and then in April you're going to have the minimum wage going up, which a lot of people in takeaways and waitresses and waiters and things like that, they will probably be on minimum wage.
Let's have it straight. Just we fully understand the impact of this sort of stuff. With running businesses, some of them in the hospitality. Sorry, in the takeaways. Let's say how it is. It's tight when you've got to pay your VAT. And your wages, and it'll be a big thing for a lot of people to swallow that kind of extra cost when it's the margins. Obviously, people think you make a lot of money on food, but it's not. It's really when you take in all your costs and stuff, it's tight, and I think it will have a bad impact on a lot of people. And maybe some businesses will close over it. I don't know.
I think so, because you think with food, whenever you buy anything and it's raw form, you don't pay any VAT on it. So if you're a VAT registered company, you don't pay VAT on anything. So if you buy mince, if you buy bread, anything like that. But when you sell it as a hot food product, you then pay 12.5% VAT on it. So when you're actually working it out for doing your VAT return,
is it 12.5 now? Is it?
It's 12.5 for any hot food.
Not 20%.
No, I don't think it's ever been 20.
Well, VAT is 20%. I think hot on food is.
Food, it's different.
Yeah.
So where most companies, when they buy products, say,
so you got to pass that cost on to the customer.
Exactly. Yeah, you buy X and you'll pay VAT on it, so you can claim that back, and then when you sell it, so it kind of evens itself out a bit more. But actually, in the food industry, it doesn't. It's very VAT heavy.
Because you're not claiming the VAT from your suppliers.
No, exactly. You can get it back on things like packaging, but that's not going to amount to the amount of food that you actually purchase. So I think we will see a.
It is interesting, isn't it?
It's a really interesting insight.
The Labour wanted it to be £15, which would be a massive increase.
They're just
that's just crazy. But yeah, people do need to be paid more because cost of living is quite high, especially in places like Cambridge. It's fucking expensive. But yeah, it does play a part to businesses, because now small business owners are going to struggle to pay their staff that are on low pay. You got kids coming out of school that are going to be on minimum wage, and now they're going to get £9.50. And yeah, they might not be able to cope with that increase.
No, it will have to be passed on to the customer, really, won't it? We will see a rise. But then I think that rise was coming anyway, with the gas prices going up and fuel going up, everything's going up. So eventually, it will work itself out eventually. People spend more money.
We haven't got a lot of choice, have we?
No, but well, yeah, of course.
Adapt and overcome.
Some businesses might fail, but might not. I think a lot of shops will struggle. Not food places, but like shops itself, because they pay minimum wage and they're not that busy anymore because everything's gone online. Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard. It's running a couple of takeaways when you put a lot of your delivery fees to Deliveroo and whatnot. There's not a lot of if I say not a lot, there's no cream left. That's another story. Guys, we're an hour and 35 minutes in. Should we conclude? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you enjoyed it today, Callum?
Yeah, it's been fun.
I think you've been good. I think people are going to want to know more about you.
I doubt that.
With your weird running habits.
I'll get abused.
Yeah, feel free to jump in and abuse Callum. He'll be editing the video. He'll see the comments. Give it your best shot. But Callum, I think I'd like to see you on the podcast every week. You could be maybe the guy on the laptop who researches.
I can have a mic and not be behind the camera.
Yeah, okay.
You could be researching facts, figures, and stats.
You could be my fact checker.
Yeah.
For when I get things wrong.
You up for that?
Yeah, I'll do it.
We need to figure out a way too, when we get our own podcast studio, of how to do the live edit. I think that's the way to do it.
We'll figure it out.
You could edit it as it's happening, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cut cameras to. There is a way to do it, Jess. I know there is.
There?
Yeah, there's a program. So anyway, basically what we're talking about is editing this podcast. An hour and 35 minutes takes a long time,
especially on a slow computer. But yeah, I think with a proper setup, proper lighting, not echo room, and multiple cameras, it would look very good.
All right, well, there you go. I think we've covered a lot of different stuff there today. Episode 4, back, off and running, the FRC podcast, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, visual version on YouTube and Facebook. Bosh, what more do you want? So from myself, Jess and Callum, should we say goodbye?
Adios.
Bosh.
There we go. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you've enjoyed this today, please give it a share, give it a like, give us a nice review if you're listening online, and I hope we've added a bit of entertainment to your life. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye-bye.